Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching that earwax removal compilation video today. This is kind of like a quick fire compilation. There's quite a few in here, very short ones. I think there's 4 altogether. So we're just seeing this first patient's ear canal here. Very, very soft wax right at the entrance. And then we've got this kind of more solid chunk that's sitting just inside here. So it's got this slight taper to it. So what I'm doing here is holding onto that tapered section, so drawing it across to one side, which is going to allow me to get a much better suction grip on there. It's not really budging particularly well because there's a little bit of dry skin holding this in. So what I'm doing now is going in with the Jobson horn here, trying to break that adhesion with the dry skin on the top of the ear canal all the way down, and then we'll be able to get behind it and scoop it forwards, which is what we're going to hope is going to happen here. There we are, look at that. Good grip behind it. Let's pull, oh nearly. Let's pull this forwards. You can see here what we have is almost like a little husk of wax and skin. I've managed to pull this front section out, but it's just sort of drawing forwards a little bit. It's not really, it's kind of almost untangling it and unraveling it here. So I've just got a good grip with the Jobson horn, but every time I go in and try and look at it in there, it is completely just everywhere. This is like a perfect husk of skin inside the ear canal here. It's going down over the eardrum, all over the canal walls. I'm hoping this is going to come away in one big chunky piece, but we're just going in, working our way very slowly. Now, because this skin is quite tough, if I can hold onto it tight enough with the Jobson horn and bring this forward, it's going to bring the whole thing out, which is what I'm trying to do here. Unfortunately, every time I get a lovely grip on a piece of like a ridge of that skin, as I get a grip behind it with the Jobson horn, it just unfolds. Got the crocodile forceps in here. Now, if this skin is as tough as I think it is, the forceps should do quite well here. Look at that, look at it coming away. Keep an eye on that ear canal entrance. Look at this coming out. Look at that. That is almost a perfect, look at the size of it. That is almost a perfect cast of the ear canal there. Wow, you can see obviously blood vessels all come to the surface because this was all dead skin coating this. So as we pull it away, it agitates the skin underneath and then it's going to bring the blood vessels to the surface. But patient hearing so much better. Just to give you some context, we see this patient roughly about every 3 months, and it looks like that every 3 months. So you can see it's a real tough old one to do. And it's just only the one ear canal as well. So this particular patient's one ear canal does this every few months. So you can see much better patient hearing. Look at the size of that piece. That is 2.5 centimeters. That's an inch of anybody's money, that one. Look how thick you can see that wax is. Now, what do you do with this? If you try and unpeel it, I'm trying to think of a really good, it's almost like a waxed paper. You unpeel and you can feel there's a slight stiffness to it as it comes undone. But yeah, real tough one to do sometimes because it's not particularly comfortable. Imagine it's all pulling from every side of the ear canal. So this is the second patient in this compilation. Very soft wax, very marked contrast from the last patient we saw. So this one's great. Suction tube on top of that, and everything's going to start sort of imploding into that suction tube, all getting suctioned through. So let's get a good grip on this. Give it a little bit of wiggle. It's a little bit of dry skin there, so I'm just wiggling that out of the way because you'll tend to find that wax will wrap around it and hold on to it. You can see then it almost jumped towards the suction, which means it's starting to loosen a little bit. Is it just an awkward shape? I think what we have here is a very, very soft section at the front of the wax, which has been oiled really, really well, and then a tough old section right in the middle, which is a bit of an awkward shape to get out the ear canal. I think it goes up a little bit just on the other side of that ridge there, which means as we're pulling it down, the top section is holding it back in. So I'm just going to try and spin. So turn it, wiggle it. It's not, oh, there we go. Oh, it's tough. That is really doesn't want to come out. You can see it's really holding on tightly in there. We might need to switch tools here. I honestly can't remember this time from the first time around I did this one. So Yeah, I think we're gonna have to switch up. Yeah, there we go. You can see how the surface there has got that matte color to it, and it's very, very dark in color. That's usually the indication the wax is a lot more solid. So we've just got above it there with the Jobson horn. I'm just scooping this forward. Look at that coming away there. That is a good size piece of wax. That is a chunky piece. So let's take a look behind that. We can see, look at the shape, almost a kidney bean shape there to the ear canal. It's not unusual for people's ear canals. They're not always perfectly round. Sometimes they're elongated. Sometimes they'll be a very different shape like this one is. But this is the chunk we took away. So just over a centimeter, half an inch's worth of wax there. Patient very, very relieved to get that out. You could see on the eardrum shot that little bit of sort of discoloration at the top where that wax had been sitting, because it's that awkward shape as well. It wasn't very easy to get out. Oh, look at this one. Now this is really deep. The patient, this is actually from swimming. The patient obviously had a block of wax, dived into the pool, water got in the ear and dislodged the wax, and it went backwards. So it stuck down on the eardrum. So we'll see this coming away. Let's get a good grip on this one. Very gently moving down towards it. You can see we've got the grip. Almost, it just sort of unpeels just a little bit there. I think we may get that top section coming away. It might draw the whole thing. Let's see, if we're nice and gentle and a steady movement, we might bring the whole thing out. But it does look, see how that whole section around the top going down to the bottom there looks like it's coming away? There you go. So it just took that away there. It's just peeled off the top. Does look like it brought another little piece down with it, but this is almost like the harder outer section of wax that's become detached here. We've had a lot of these little sort of wax arches recently, but we should end up with this much more sort of harder nugget in the middle, which is what we've got here. Let's draw this down. There we go. It's like Indiana Jones. You've got this kind of boulder rolling down the ear canal here. But with this particular patient, they were really struggling on this one side, you know, pressed right up against the eardrum as it was, quite dry as it was as well. Patient really, really struggled there, but you can see how smooth. That's almost like a marble of wax there. So out that piece comes. Let's take a look behind that. You can see where it's been up against the eardrum and that sort of ripple effect there to the skin. That's basically little bits of very softened up skin where the patient's been putting oil in there and drops in there to loosen this up. It's been getting behind, so just over the top of that boulder and sitting on top of the skin. If you've been in the bath too long, you get that kind of white ridges all over your skin. It's that pruning, we call it here in the UK. I don't know what you call it over there in the US. But you've got 1.5 centimeters and 5/8 of an inch there. Yeah, 5/8 of an inch. So nice amount of wax come away. So I think this is the last patient in the compilation here. You can see we've got this kind of slightly squiffy ear canal, very dry wax this way. It looks like it's a very long and thin piece that's going a fair way down. So let's loosen this front section. Well, let's get a grip here. Is it gonna lift? Up that comes, there it is. And hopefully it'll bring the it didn't. It just took that front section away. That's okay. That's all right. We can go back in now. We can get a grip on the next section and slowly bring this forwards. Up that comes. There we go. Now with this piece now, we can see it's kind of, because it's so long, it's not going to come out as one slide out as one piece. So I'm going to have to kind of turn the wax a little bit just to work it around the bend at the entrance to the ear canal here. So I'm just bringing that front end forwards. There we go. That's repositioned it. Now if we draw this back, we're going to have to switch tools here. Okay, so we're going in with the forceps here. Let's get a good grip. Oh. Nearly. There we are. Out that comes. There we go. Whoa! That went in a lot further than I thought it was. I didn't expect to see that front section. I forgot the whole back section was on there as well. Oh, eardrum very, very retracted. A lot of scarring on that eardrum. Have a good look at this. You can see lots of scar tissue on there. Very retracted eardrum. So this is the piece we removed. So that's what, just over 1.5 centimeters. Oh, I haven't got my easy read ruler. Just under 1.5 inches. No, that's not 1.5 centimeters. Nowhere near. Just over 1/2 inch even. So ignore me, sorry guys. Every time I think I've cracked inches, like I take a step backwards. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. Have a lovely weekend. I think it's I don't know whether your 4th of July weekend is this weekend, guys, or whether you'd celebrated just on 4th of July. I'm not too sure it works, to be honest, in the US, because obviously we don't celebrate over here. But have a lovely time, even if it's not. Have a great weekend anyway. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I shall see you again next week. Bye, everyone.